Okay, so step two, and possibly this is day two. So if you saved your Photoshop file yesterday, you're going to need to drag that file back into Photoshop so it'll open up and look like this. Now we're on step two. So what I'm going to do is start adding my images into this scene here. So I'm going to go to my visual autobiography folder here, and I'm going to choose my first photo to place on it. I think I'll do this one with the raindrops. So I'm going to just drag it right over, and you'll notice it makes its own layer, which is really handy. And I'm going to resize it and get it to kind of where I want it to be. I like having those raindrops big, but maybe not that big. So I'm going to shrink that down just a little bit. I like that. So I'm going to press return on my keyboard. And so now it's like set in. So now remember that selection that you saved yesterday or during step one? Now you're going to go load that back in. So I'm going to click on select and then load selection. And then I have to choose the name of it, which was Jennifer Outline 1. So I'm going to click on that, click OK, and then look at my dancing ants comes back. My selection comes back. So now I go down here to the bottom right, and I'm going to add a layer mask. And it automatically puts it into the screen. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like this with this straight line. I do not like what that looks like, but this is a good starting point. So now I'm going to go over and do that again with another image. And I think that I might do, where is my, I think it's this one. I'm going to just drag this right over and lay that there on top. A little bit too far there. Okay, so I'm going to drag this out, and I don't like the white clouds down there. So I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to have, let's see, might probably put it in right about there, I think. And then I'm going to blend that later. So I'm going to click return, and now it sets it in there. So now I'm going to go right back up to select, load selection. I'm going to choose my outline that I named, click on OK. There's my dancing ants outline. Go in and add a layer mask, and it automatically does that for me. Now that looks ridiculous with those lines there. So now when I'm using that mask, I can go over to my paintbrush. I have the black paint selected, and I'm going to choose my brush size. I think I'm going to make it a little bit bigger there. Okay, that's too big. Type in maybe about, I don't know, 800. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, and it's a really soft brush, so that's good. And opacity, now if I set it at 100, watch what happens. It just like, it really makes it disappear fast. I'm going to press Command Z to undo that. And then I'm going to put it on maybe like 50% opacity, somewhere around there. And I'm going to drag that across again, and I'm going to go across a couple times, but I want it to be like more of like a gentle, now I didn't like that one. I'm going to put a little bit less opacity there. I want it to be more gradual like this. Okay. Now, when I can work on this now and blend this, but I'm going to add something else to the top of that, and then that'll blend together. So let's do another layer. I think I will add in some flowers here. So I'm going to drag in my flower picture. Way too big, of course, for what my needs are. But I like how this kind of goes with the purple. So I think I'm going to add this in probably like, maybe like around, maybe a little bit more, like around there. Press return. Now I can actually make adjustments to that picture while I'm before I even like cut it out or anything like that. So I'm going to go over to, let's see, the hue and saturation. Let's see if I can change the color a little bit here. Okay, that's no. Okay, I think I like that. I might want to bring down the saturation just a little bit, and also bring down, there we go. So that's really gonna blend in with that. Okay, so now I've like adjusted the picture there. So now I can go up to select, load selection, and then I can go to my outline, click on OK, and then I'm gonna load my layer mask, and it automatically cuts it out. But I need to blend this. So I'm gonna use the paintbrush, the black paint, and I think that I might go with a slightly smaller brush this time, maybe like, well, let's try for 600. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna soften these edges because I don't like that sharp edge, looks ridiculous. So I'm gonna like drag this over. I might want to go a little faster there. So I'm going to try turning up the opacity. Might be too much. Let's see here. Just trying to get the edges there. But I like how you can really like see the flowers. Might want to put a little bit more flowers back. So I'm going to swap these. Remember, the white paint is going to help bring it back. Okay, that's a little bit too much. So yeah, I'm going to go back to the black and then kind of make it real soft right there. So I like how that's looking. Okay, so that's step 2. You're going to keep adding more and more layers onto your outline. And then in step 3, I'm going to show you like some more adjustments that you can do to make it look more artistic.